Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and welcome to another episode of Deep Web Browsing, Dark Web Browsing, Dank Web Browsing. I know we missed last week. I was actually really busy last week, and I just never got around to recording the last Deep Web Browsing episode of the week. I miss a week here and there, just due to the fact that stuff can get a little heavy here and there, and honestly, I'm kind of a one-man show anyways, so if it happens, I apologize, but I'll make it up always, as we progress through. So ladies and gentlemen, we've got a Dank Web video of the week here to capstone it all off. Let's make up for last week, let's relax, grab a drink, sit back, let's go in to the very first website. Alright, so we start off with the true story, Bob Lazar. That's actually a name that's been popping up a fair bit. I mean, Area 51 as a whole has been popping off lately. It's not just the meme. I think at this point we're reaching sort of that fulcrum point of Area 51 almost coming out to an extent. Now, of course, will we ever know what's behind Area 51? No. Will we ever know what's behind any top secret military installation? Never. But I would like to actually come across the truth behind if there are aliens, I would like to know. Now, here we go. The now infamous Area 51, and specifically the Groom and Papoose dry lake beds, were relatively unknown to the mainstream public from the mid-70s to 1989. Scientific circles knew the area as Dreamland, the Skunk Works, or simply Groom Lake. One night in May 1989, the local CBS affiliate broadcast a story from a satellite link in Las Vegas, Nevada. A young physicist spoke under heavy identity and told of 9 alien discs held in Nevada by a small autonomous group of the American government. Autonomous what? So basically they get to run themselves? No. If it's the U.S. military, they're run under supreme authority over somebody. Now, what's behind Area 51, as far as the logical conclusion goes, is that it's actually where the United States tests its stealth aircraft technology, which I believe to this day is still the most advanced stealth technology that's out there. This is where things like the SR-71 Blackbird was conceived. The actual airplane that would go suborbital, so they could actually see all the way from up there, and it would help during reconnaissance missions during the Cold War. So let's go down. He spoke under the pseudonym Dennis, which turned out to be the name of the superior at the base. A few weeks later, he went on camera using his real name, Bob Lazar. Now, of course, if you go onto the camera using your real name and the shit is even like 5% truth, especially in this situation, there's a CIA bullet with your name waiting for it, dude, honestly, and it's scary as hell. So let's see what they've got over here. So this is where Groom Lake is. That's Area 51, and this is Papoose Lake. We're kind of getting blank installations. I think at some point the actual satellite imagery was leaked. I think Google did it, and then the U.S. military stepped in and said you can't do it because it's actually a risk. But let's go down. 9 interstellar spacecraft were housed at the S4 facility and have been used in a reverse engineering program for over 10 years prior to Lazar's introduction to the program. They knew that if anything happened to me when I came forward, it would only prove what I said was accurate. And there they've got like the Alamaus, which I never understand why do all Alamaus look like that. Dude, they all look the same. Is there so much cross inbreeding going on in alien circles that they all just decided to look the same at some point? Like, I don't get it. Are they suits? Are they bodies? Who knows? The fuel source was an element with an atomic number 115 and does not occur naturally on Earth. It was milled into wedges for insertion into the alien reactor. This was done at the Los Alamos lab under the guise of a new armor alloy. So they basically hid the fact that they had alien fuel. All right, so that actually lines up with the U.S. military quite a bit. Wherever there's fuel, you can bet the military is going to be there. Lazar was briefed on technical information of alien interaction. Since only the technical information was corroborated to be true during his time in the project, he could only assume the historic information was also true. The kids, as the aliens were called, were given a portion of the base to conduct their own research in exchange for hardware, fuel, materials, and training. All right, so basically the aliens were known as kids, and they basically shared a section of the Area 51 base, so they could do their own shit, but also give, materials, hardware, all that stuff for them as well. Interesting indeed. Now, going into this, in addition to the hands-on experience with the reticulum craft and propulsion system, Lazar and the other scientists were briefed on programs relating to those aliens and their involvement with the human race. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you keep on going down over here, you can actually see, like, this is where his W2s are. So he's actually got straight tax information from the U.S. Naval Intelligence Group right there. So I guess that's kind of proof right there. I mean, he's got straight W-2s that he's giving out as proof. And then this is, the power sources and whatnot. So this is where element 115 is used as fuel, like a little reactor for it. Gravity amplifiers. Okay, Omicron configurations used for traveling over the surface within the gravitational field of a planet or star. This is achieved by lensing amplified gravity A wave towards the gravity B wave, propagating outwards from the planet. Changing pitch of the opposite gravity A wave determines lift or attraction. If you honestly think that I know any of this right now, you're dead fucking wrong. Look, I know about computers, but the moment you get me into like spacecraft physics, I'm gone. All right, I'm out there. So if anybody in the comment section really knows this stuff by heart, please share with us your knowledge, because I sure as shit can't help. Here you got a heart-shaped maximum distortion. Good stuff, good stuff. Delta configuration, so it's like a sideways heart, all right? You're just shooting your way out. Bob Lazar, the fact remains that there is a small autonomous group within the American government that is making decisions about what you and I are allowed to know about extraterrestrial life and humanity interaction with it. I actually believe all of that, except it's not just American. I think that if you really think about it, the Illuminati is completely real, right? Like, there has to be a group of people that are so high up in the circle of power, wealth, and control that they obviously decide what we can and what we can't know. If you don't believe that, I think that's a little naive. There has to be a shadowy group out there. And even if it's not super shadowy, there has to be a group out there that makes a lot of these decisions for us. Just because I think, look, all you got to do is follow the money, okay? All you got to do is really follow the money. If there's people out there, if there's money and there's power to be had, and control, because people are addicted to control. Control is a drug. Power and control, ultimate drugs. If that exists to any capacity, there is somebody out there reaping the rewards in any case. So, you know what? I agree. There's a shadowy autonomous group out there, not just American, but we're talking international. America is just a pawn, just like most other countries out there in the grand scheme of things. But look, it's late at night. I'm going to get shot in the head if I keep going conspiracy theory mode on you. So I'm going to back out, and I'm going to go somewhere else. Oh, hell yeah, the Cult of Cthulhu, ladies and gentlemen. We went from a Lovecraft tale, a struggling writer at the time, all the way to having a full-blown religion about a fictional character. I mean, you know what? Say what you will about religion. Actually, I'm going to back out of it. No religious talk in this thing. I don't really want to get into that point, but you've got Bibles, you've got the cult teachings, but let's go over here. So this is the official forum of the Cult of Cthulhu. All right. So, welcome, a place for all new initiates interested in the Cult of Cthulhu. Introduce yourself. General discussion. All right, let's go to the general discussion, okay? We might as well look at what's up with the general discussion page. If it doesn't fit in the other categories, it goes here. The vision, greetings, altar supplies. Now, this is a pretty active board, so they got 2 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago. Members, religious, occult backgrounds, a calling. Let's go look at what the calling is. I had a weird dream. Not that I never have weird dreams, but I never had one like this. A week or so ago, I had a dream where I got a lot like 3 or 4 pieces of paper with a test type feel. I couldn't complete them in the dream. I woke up and carried on with my dream. But today I had a dream, we use dream a lot actually, where I had that paper and gave it to a friend. The friend completed the stuff on the paper and gave it to me. I gave the paper back to the person who gave it to me. They gave me something back. A weird, edgy, small stone with multiple gemstones, and one big one in the middle, and something else I can't remember. As I was in my bed inspecting the stone, I looked at the gem in the middle, and I saw a yellow eye, goat-like eye, that belonged to a green face. I looked at the stone for 2 seconds. Why do I have the picture of the cat's eye from RE4 in my head all of a sudden? Jesus Christ. Then I was transported to another bed in the house I'd never seen before. I remembered a phrase or ritual that teleported me back home and broke the connection. So basically, he got a stone that was laced with fentanyl. The fentanyl kicked in, and the dude was transported. Okay, I'm just fucking around with you. So basically, it's like astrally projecting you. Okay, sure. I had a weird dream. Not that I ever have weird dreams. He just effectively repeated that same paragraph again. Okay. I ask myself, if is this a calling or a sign? I need answers. Nobody has answered him at this point, which is a damn shame, I must say. So you got a calling, all that sort of stuff. Are You Ready Bibles and other programs spreading the word. So it's pretty active. I got to say it's certainly an active board to an extent. Let's go to the welcome page. Some questions about the cult. Hello, great ones. I would like to join. Please tell me how. I mean, they have a how to join page on this page. I mean, Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen, can we read for once? But let's go to the Bible. So this is the Bible, The Calling. All right, let's open up The Calling. Wait, when is it coming out? Hold on. Wait a minute. Coming out June 2019? Really? I mean, June 2019 is pretty much past, ladies and gentlemen. We're, okay. The Calling. Only the worthy hear the call of Cthulhu. The strong of will, the independent, the brave, the noble, the chosen. Okay, so Ya Kudishtu, Fnuglui, Miglu Naf, Cthulhu, Riley, Waganagel, Fatagan, in this house, at Riley dead, Cthulhu waits dreaming. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. Cthulhu slumbers in Riley, and in his dead-like sleep, he communicates to the worthy by penetrating through the illusion of our reality through dream. So if you're worthy enough, the great giant sea octopus hentai monster will completely communicate with you. I'm kind of a bitch lately tonight. If anybody here is the worshiper of Cthulhu, I'm not being an asshole. It's really late at night. And honestly, I couldn't be fucked to care. The worthy often feel misunderstood. They feel other people don't see the world the way they do, yeah. And those are the kinds you make best friends with, because in the worst of it, they are not going to be looking towards you, right? You already know if you've been called. You can sense it. Your presence here, your recognition of these words, this is proof in itself. You feel it inside. You guys feel Cthulhu's inside you? Once you have recognized the call, it is up to you to heed it or continue living your current life without change. Yeah, well, I guess we're going to see what the Ascension says. So this is the next step, right? Then the goal of every follower in the cult's teaching is to attain Ascension. Ascension is the attainment of perfection. It's kind of like some Buddhism stuff where it's like, I guess, once you reach that apex Buddha level, you're good. Cthulhu is often depicted as an inherently evil, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Cthulhu is immoral with an ethic that transcends conventional notions of good and evil. It's so fucking cool that our concept of good and evil is so pedantic to it, all right? That it's just developed its own. That is the edgiest shit that I've ever read. That is the edgiest shit I've read in the last 20 minutes alone. In most belief systems, man's significance in the universe is validated by his connection to divine agents. All right, let's go down. Okay, so this is Ascension. Let's look at unification. Okay. As the waters churn with rage, Riley slumbers forward with the slow purpose of continents bringing together the maelstrom of purpose. So unification is the practice of unity. Well, no shit. Without unity, the cult of Cthulhu falls to obscurity as it has done in decades past. Followers of the cult must strive to ever unify with one another. After all, it was the barbarians banding together that finally brought upon the fall of ignominious Rome. All right, dude. Okay, so unity is what we need. After you ascend, you must combine with your brothers, and they're going to get more soon. So the Bible hasn't come out. Like, it's coming out in episodic packs. Once we get the full, release, you can get the season pass for the joke is retarded. But let's go further. So belief. One doesn't have to be a believer to be a follower of the cult of Cthulhu and reap the benefits therein. Some of our followers see the mythos as archetypal forces that represent aspects of the self. Others see the old ones as actual beings. In truth, it doesn't matter what you believe in. Both and neither are true simultaneously. From what we know of quantum physics and string theory, paradigms of the Cthulhu mythos, as all things on the molecular level, are in a superposition, meaning that, first of all, the HTML is terrible on here. The old ones and their servitors are in a state of unlimited potentiality. In regards to the cult, the beliefs of the cosmos are all capable of hearing the call, attaining the call, and striving for unification. Jesus Christ, dude. This is, like, at some point, you can definitely see that there is a real belief system. Like, it's not just a joke at this point. Like, there's so much written over here that, are there people who believe that Cthulhu is real? Absolutely. And who am I to say Cthulhu isn't real? Who am I to say that Cthulhu isn't real? Cthulhu is probably as real as any other deity that exists out in the world. So you know what? By all means, if you believe in Cthulhu, good for you. Believe in it all you want. And you know what? At this point, it sounds like Cthulhu is sort of this nice figure in a way. He's not as evil as some media would like to make it. So that's kind of cool. So here they've got the mythos. So they've got the great old one right here, the Necronomicon, and Riley. So I know that Riley is actually the city, the nightmare corpse city of Riley. Okay, say whatever I did about being nice. I just said corpse city. Measureless eons behind history by the vast loathsome shapes that seep down from the dark stars. There lay great Cthulhu and his hordes, hidden in green, slimy vaults. Riley is characterized by bizarre architecture likened to Euclidean geometry, a coastline of mangled mud, ooze, and weedy cyclopean masonry, which can be nothing less than the tangible substance of Earth's supreme terror. So basically, it is the Nightmare Corpse City. And they've got a location given by Lovecraft in the southern Pacific Ocean. I would actually like to see that, the most nightmare city that exists out there. At this point, it would be kind of cool to see. I don't see, the unholy city of Cthulhu's world, I would definitely love to come and see, because it looks, every time I see it, it looks like an M.C. Escher painting that's out there, you know what I mean? Not M.C. What am I on? I'm so old. So this is the great old ones, all right? H.P. Lovecraft, who introduced Cthulhu to the world, okay, transcribing dark religious texts that he claimed were whispered to him in his dreams. So Cthulhu is over here, and there's plenty of other old ones as far as I know. But then you've got things like the Necronomicon, which the Necronomicon was an age that also had a now follower of Cthulhu settled in the great city of Damascus, where the Kitab al-Azif was produced before his sudden and mysterious death in 738. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so the Necronomicon is like the Bible for the cult of Cthulhu. Basically, it's a very dark religion. All right, that's for sure. But I guess, the morality lies in the follower, right? I guess if we're going to go with that logic behind it. So you know what? If you're a follower of the Cthulhu mythos, then this is a website for you. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to back out of the religious sphere of the Cthulhu's mythos and sort of go somewhere that really isn't so hands down in the religious sphere. So let me get my breath. Let's relax and let's go somewhere that isn't so dark. The following material comes from people who know the Dulce underground base exists. There are people who worked in the labs, abductees taken to their base, people who assisted in the constructions, intelligence personnel, NSA, CIA, FBI, etc., and UFO inner Earth researchers. Inner Earth meaning that if you ever heard of things like Agartha, that's what we're talking about. This information is meant to those who are seriously interested in the Dulce base. So we've actually seen the Dulce base. If you ever remember the Deep Web episode where we saw the underground photos of aliens, that's apparently the underground base cities, so to speak. So when the world ends, there's like a fully functional underground city in the Dulce, or also known as the Dulce base, that you can go to. And they have a full underground city, tunnel network, everything, alien-proof, whatever. So this is Dulce Base by Jason Bishop III. The facility is a genetics lab and is connected to Los Alamos via a tube shuttle. Part of their research is related to the general effects of radiation, mutations in human genetics. Its research also includes other intelligent species, alien biological life form entities. In the revised September 1950 edition of The Effects of Atomic Weapons, prepared for and in cooperation with the U.S. Department of Defense and the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission, under the direction of the Los Alamos Scientific Laboratory, we read about how complete underground placement of bases is desirable. Okay, so caught in the game. Centuries ago, surface people, some say the Illuminati, ordered into a pact with an alien nation hidden within the Earth. The U.S. government, its reptilians, guaranteed, in 1933 agreed to trade animals and humans in exchange for high-tech knowledge and allow them to use underground bases. In the western USA, a special group was formed to deal with the alien beings. In the 1940s, alien life forms, ALF, began shifting their focus of operations from Central and South America to the USA. The continental divide is vital to the entities. Part of this has to do with magnetics, substrata rock, and high energy states, plasma, see, beyond the four dimensions. Brunstein also, nuclear evolution, discovery of the rainbow body by Christopher Hills. The area has a very high concentration of lightning activity, underground waterways and cavern systems, fields of atmospheric ions, etc., etc. So, whose planet is this? The aliens consider themselves native Terrans. They're an ancient race, descendants from a reptilian. I fucking knew it, dude. I fucking knew it was fucking reptilians, dude. Wow! Right? Right? They are untrustworthy, manipulative mercenary agents for another extraterrestrial cultures, the Draco, who are returning to Earth, their ancient outpost, to use it as a staging area. But these alien cultures are in conflict with whose agenda will be followed for this planet. All the while, mental control is being used to keep humans in place. Wake up, sheeple. The Dulce Complex is a joint U.S. government alien base. All right. You heard it. The U.S. Why is it always the United States? Why can't it ever be the French government or the Germans or the Europeans or the Russians? It's always the fucking Americans involved with the aliens. I love it. I love it, dude. They're the only ones special enough to do it. So R&D in the military-industrial complex, the Rand Corporation became involved with and did a study for the base. Most of the lakes near Dulce were made via government grants for the Indians. So basically they're using like some weird form of eminent domain to take over parts of the land. Surviving the future, the Dulce facility consists of a central hub, the security section, also some photo labs. The deeper you go, the stronger the security. This is a multi-leveled complex. There are over 3,000 cameras at various high-security locations, exits, and labs. There are over 100 secret exits near and around Dulce. Many around are Chuleta Mesa, others to the south around Dulce Lake, and even as far east as Lindrith. Deep sections of the complex connect with natural caverns systems. A person who worked at the base, who had an Ultra 7 clearance, reports there may be more than 7 levels. 7 levels of like hell, right? Like Dante's Inferno or some shit? That's cool. And then you've got biotech and all that kind of stuff kicking in. Overt and covert research, which is to be expected. I mean, when you work in any form of military base, the idea of covert research is very possible, stuff that's all off the books. If you ever look at like things like the CIA budget, you'll notice that they have like this black box thing, like this black budget type deal where what happens is they'll have like weird committees that they'll make in the federal budget, and like the CIA will fucking, like if you look at any like shady government organization, they'll have, it's almost like a weird form of government like money laundering. So you'll never know how much money like is actually allocated to their budget, right? For all their secret projects. And I mean, how would you know, right? Like how would you ever really look into it? It's kind of like being transparent, but not really being transparent at the same time. Yeah, the United States government is fucking weird when it comes to that. Jesus Christ. But they're like probably the only nation that has like the most covert operations going on at any time. And that's kind of what it is. The Phantom Empire above the law. The Dulce base is run by a board. The chairman of the board is John Harrington. Jim Baker is the CIA link to Dulce. House Speaker Jim Wright, Democrat of Texas, the nation's third highest office, is treasurer at Dulce. There's currently a power struggle going on. Okay? Most meetings of the Dulce board are held in Denver and Taos, New Mexico. In 1975, he held an animal mutilation conference in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This was used to locate researchers and determine what they had learned about the links between the mute operations of the alien government. Okay. Senator Bryan knows about the ultra secrets at Dreamland at Dulce. So do many others in the government. This is what the UFO researchers are up against, so be careful. They have killed to keep this info secret. You now know more than they want you to know. They also have underwater bases off the coast of Florida and Peru. More detailed information will be released in the near future. Photos, videotapes, documents. Watch out for agents among you now. You know, if this has a shadow of being real, we're fucked. We really are. Like, if there was a target on our backs, this puts it up there, ladies and gentlemen. Not even kidding. It's fucking scary, isn't it? But that being said, let's back out and go somewhere else. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is another video. Now, we haven't seen a video on the dank web in a while, but we've got an exactly 1 minute video, which is, I would say, just right on the average. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm seeing right now is really weird. I'm looking at a doll, a good old CRT monitor up there, some dude's weird, like, office. Let's hit play and see what we've got. Oh my god, that's actually like somebody moving there. Okay. Okay, they're moving around. They've got like a skirt on. Is that a woman? I think that might be a woman, actually. That is a woman, it seems, by the hands. Okay, they're getting their hair ready. It's like a doll in a wheelchair. Why? They're like going up to the doll now. And then they're just, what is going on? Hold on a second. They got like food that they've prepared? That's a doll, dude. What are they doing? They're getting food ready? They're trying to feed a fucking doll. What? It's not going to eat it. It's an inanimate object. Doll moved its head. What is going on? They're reading a story. There's like a book right there. They got like a little book or some vine. No? That 666. Okay, what? What kind of a what? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we seem to actually have one of those weird art projects of the dank web sitting over here. Now, let's look at this real objectively real quick. So, this is, from what I can see, it's shot in iPhone resolution, like portrait cell phone resolution, which you know how much I despise. It looks to at least to be some CCTV footage, right? So when you start off, like just some security footage of a room. And then they've got a doll that that's not a human being. It's not a human being doll. So they're moving around, and what's to be noted over here is they've got food, right? Now you can't make out anything because the resolution of the video is so low. Like obviously it's what you expect from any of these websites. They feed this thing food. And then next thing you know, they're reading it books and God knows what. And she has like this thing, and if you look closely, that's a picture, you know, a square drawing or like some weird album cover or like a book cover, and it's red with the word 666 written right on it. I mean, it's an edgy deep web art project, dude. It's a deep web art project is what it is. There's not much to this situation other than it's one giant art project. That's really it. Yeah, so you know what? 1 minute, we got a giant art project, ladies and gentlemen. It's weird. I feel like there's a lot more to this video that I don't exactly see, which I wish I did. You know, there's a lot more to this video that I want to see. If I can find it in any way, I would love to, but I just don't see where it's at. Ladies and gentlemen, this seems like there's a lot more to this. What I have right now is like a weird mishmash, and you can almost see it in the cuts or whatever too. I feel like it went from like literally feeding this thing to having 666 dropped onto it. So this video might actually be like fucking 20 minutes long or something too, and I guess I got like a little tiny showcase of what I have over here. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to actually put extra effort to try and find it. If I can find it, I'll actually leave a link in the description below or something of it, which would be really cool. But that being said, though, let's back out and go somewhere normal. This is, wow, for some reason it kind of hurts my head. Maybe that's just the tiredness, I don't know. But let's go somewhere else. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Magic Forum. So, yeah, there's an entire forum about magic tricks and tricks that you can do with playing cards. Now, I'm not a huge magician or anything, but I can appreciate a magician's trick. You know, people who have, like, funny tricks with cards, I can definitely appreciate that. It's really good bar gimmicks, in all honesty. But this is the place to discuss all things magic. Coin or card, street or stage. If it has to do with illusions, this is the place. So favored gimmick, snap deal angles, laser deal. Let's look at favorite gimmicks, okay? Let's open up one of the favorite gimmicks. How to practice being casual. I need a good number force and make a coin gripper. So let's actually see the favorite gimmick. I'm usually not big on gimmicks, as I like to be able to be impromptu and clean, until I came across Whiplash by John Janowski a short time ago. I ordered and fell in love. It is something that I could add to any of my routines and use daily. It added several packet tricks to my walk-around routine. The gimmick is so simple, I can't praise it enough. What are everyone's thoughts on gimmicks? I know to each their own, but some love them and some hate them based on their styles. If you also used Whiplash, what are your thoughts on it? Never used Whiplash, but some of my favorite stuff is Extreme Burn 2, Ninja Plus, Zanman, Switcheroo, Blank Face. So basically these guys are doing gimmicks on cards. Which, like I said, card gimmicks I can absolutely appreciate. Like, I can never do them, but if I see somebody do them, I'm like a kid. I'm like a baby. You know what I mean? Like, if you just dangle your keys in front of me, I'm gonna love it. That's why I like it when I see card tricks done in front. I'm a simple man, okay? I see card tricks, I get off to it. But let's go to how to practice being casual. Okay. So how do you practice being casual? What does the instruction of a trick advise you to be casual? What does that mean? I know in principle, don't make a big deal about a move, don't act self-conscious about it, don't draw attention to it, but that's all theory. The first principle of being casual is probably to practice your sleights so well so that you can do them without thinking and with utter confidence while talking or doing something else. So effectively, be so good at something that you can do it in second nature. Yeah, there's really no trick to it other than practicing it so much that it does become second nature, right? I absolutely get this in the glance of things. I mean, I guess I can liken it to my job, right? Like, I can kind of do my job I guess in this casual sphere. Like, I can almost do it as second nature, at least a lot of the busy work. So I guess just by the process of repetition, you can become casual, I guess, at something. But you got over here, there's only so much you can achieve by practicing by yourself. You have to perform. Absolutely. So start performing in a scenario to get those jitters out of the way, because really it's just jittering, man. Like, if you can get the jitters out of the way, you've succeeded. You've already won the test. I need a good number force. I need a force of a number that isn't impractical or use any clunky props like dice, and ideally not even a deck of cards. I like to have one for a larger number, anywhere between 1 and 200, and then one for a bit smaller, like between 1 and 10. Does anyone know something that would work? Folded pieces of paper, each with their own number on it, in a hat or bowl can be inspected beforehand. Finger palm the number you wish to force and just change out the actual piece they pick with the palmed piece. So basically cheat the system, which is, all magic tricks. It's all just a fucking illusion. But, I mean, to run the illusion and make it look like real magic is a trick in of itself, dude. Like, Harry Houdini, there's a science to it, but figuring out the science is a tough deal. So over here you've got feature tricks. So let's look at things like, what is the quantum real quick? So let's look at the quantum. These are all just card tricks, dude. So you've got card tricks, coin tricks, cardistry, and then you've got Theory 11 artists. So here you've got playing cards. So do they sell big playing cards? So let's look at the Provision, which is a $10 brand of playing cards. It has been called the birthplace of America. Going back to 68, Philadelphia, blah, blah, blah. Provisions are 100% made in America. Every aspect of the design was created from scratch. Provisions are vibrants with a fiery shade of ember red. Okay, so there's nothing special about these cards that offer anything magic related. Is there anything over here? Do these just sell playing cards? Holy shit, there's a lot of playing cards. My lord. Tycoons, MailChimps, Unions, Citizens, Green National, Green Tycoons. I would love to buy one of these playing cards. Like, I'm not a huge playing card person, but I feel like the case reminds me of like steelbooks. Like, I'm a big fan of steelbooks. I collect steelbooks a lot. Like, I would love to own one of these. These are kind of cool looking, honestly. But it seems as though all it is just people sharing like forums of carding. Why I got linked to this in the first place is really weird. But effectively, if you wanted to learn how to like if you wanted to learn how to do card tricks, this is kind of where you're at. Honestly. Who do you think is the best magic trick teacher today? United Cardist, Deck Sales, Kids Magic Show. Oh man, let's see this. Hey guys, I've been performing quite a bit of shows lately, and I've recently gotten a very great opportunity. This week on Wednesday, I performed my 45-minute Kids Magic Show that I've been working on at a daycare for a group of 8 preschoolers and their teacher. I don't want to like do it, but like, bro, it's preschoolers. You fucking think they're going to care? This performance was not great for me, also because I had to take care of the music and I had trouble with that and the crowd control and pattern and all that good stuff. The next day at summer camp and all that shit, I performed for a group of 15 to 20 kindergartners, and it worked out a lot better because of my brother, who I've been using as an assistant for storytelling and whatnot. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this person's working at the kindergarten show. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? Like, and at the end of the day, not to shit on them, but like, kids are going to question a lot of the stuff. They're probably going to be the most question-answering group. Like, they're going to be like, how did you do it? How did you do this? They're probably going to try and figure out some stuff. And to give kids credit, they might actually figure it out, right? Self-open soda cans. Wait, really? Let me see the self-opening soda can. He's shown how to open the soda can by himself? Really? Pet... What? Oh my god. Self-opening a soda can? That... See, like, it's those magic tricks that are, like, so simple, but it was going to make you wonder how they did it, that I would love to see. Master classes, building a crowd, Sunday night contest, complete newbie, real psychics. Okay, real psychics. They're probably going to question it like crazy because these guys know how to like these guys and gals know how to like fake shit. So they're probably going to like be really hardcore on the people that truly fake stuff. Magic kettles, something about California, funny gags, numbered cards, carnival themes, any decent plastic cards. This is just a fucking magic trick website. Like, I thought maybe that if I delve deep enough, I'd be finding like some place to buy like methamphetamine or something, but no. Guys, gals, if you wanted to learn how to do magic tricks, this is where you go to. This is where you go to. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. This is where you go to, dude. Holy shit. My lord. I can't believe it. I just came across a magic trick website. I love my life. Let's go somewhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... Now that concludes, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of the dank web, deep web browsing, dark web browsing, whatever you want to call it, the part of the week where we take a look at, of course, that danker side of the internet. Now this week, we've had a pretty conspiracy-laden week, I would say. You know, we've definitely heard a lot about Ayla Mouse, you know, good old government conspiracies aligned to us. We've definitely uncovered a video that has weirded me out, of all things. I'm trying to discover it. Unfortunately, I can't find anything about it. Apparently, like, I'll give this much for you. Apparently, it was titled, like, it was just like given a weird number format, if anything. Like, it was just numbered really weirdly. So, yeah, it is a weird set of videos. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. We've definitely learned how to perform some magic tricks. So, you know what? Magic tricks, conspiracies... Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a weird week, return to the world. But you know what? Conspiracies, magic tricks, and a weird video involving a doll and feeding the doll and number 666. I think it's been a fairly good return to form, ladies and gentlemen. At least as good as what it's going to be for the whole night that we're in here. Late nights, I'm kind of a little creeped out at some of the stuff we saw. I don't know. That video is still really hitting me. Now that I think about it, I don't think I'll be able to sleep too well with that video, but we're going to try. We're going to do what we can. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.